of StarCraft 2. He is the Grandmaster. He is the pilot of the battle cruiser of the Terran race, the youngest of which to ever have existed in SC2. He's 10-4 all-time in Pro League. He's 3-2 against Zerg. He's faced some of the best Zerg opponents as well. So,
oh yeah, dude. This guy is so good, but he's also very short. I noticed when he came up on stage and to shake hands with KassiA, he was at least a foot shorter.
Yeah.
But he's so powerful in that small body. Here is KassiA. He is so far 1-5. Of course, this is Prime's first season here at Pro League, so that is the total. And he is 0-1 rather versus Terran.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup for him to say the least, I have to say. Now, the map is going to be Habitation Station, so as a Zerg player, you can't really capitalize on that too easily on this map. I don't think Maru is going to pull a Marine King here and float to the base, but he may take the gold as his third. Definitely a possibility. We'll talk about that a little bit more after we get into the map, because both players are ready. Let's jump into game number one, Maru versus KassiA.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left in the green, so suitable to JINAIR Green Wings, the Terran player, Maru.
You can see that reflection on his face, how quickly he's spamming. And he's up against a very quick, very fast reaction player, KassiA for Prime here in the purple, top right of the map.
Yeah, KassiA is a guy who, if you look at him play, just in the little screen we have down there of his face, you just see his head like bobbing back and forth. He doesn't even move his eyes. He like moves his head from minimap to screen, minimap, screen, minimap, screen. There's not even much going on right now. He's just still doing it.
Brendan, we're having a proxy here. As you might expect, this is something that Maru will do against players he feels is much better than. One of the more experienced proxiers. Ask any player, especially foreign players like Idra, who played back during the time of GSL Open season, back in the beta of StarCraft 2 in Korea. Those types of players that hit this guy on the ladder. He would do nothing but proxies, nothing but cheeses, doing BBSs before you needed a depot, before barracks. This is what he was known for, and he's very experienced. He's very good at it. Now, KassiA is en route to see this, so we'll see if he makes the same mistakes that his teammate Terror has made upon scouting this, or if he is going to be able to respond.
Yeah, that is a big question. Luckily for him, or at least, you know, very good scouting patterns out of him, he is going to see it right away. I think the second he sees this, he has to drop that spawning pool instead of that hatchery.
Yeah, and in fact, with the timing of this scout, he's actually able to stop the hatch. You know, he makes the pool right before. You know, a few seconds later, and it would have been a different story. He's also delayed these barracks quite significantly. Once the, oh wow, he even pulls 2 additional drones here. He is not messing around.
He is like pulling the exact opposite of Terror. He's like, okay, we have to stop this right now. And he's pulling 3 drones all the way over there to stop that SCV from building. Unfortunately, that one barracks is going to finish building. The SCV does get away. Forces the cancel on the second one, though. So successfully stopping that. But look at this.
eBay block here.
Nice.
Very nicely done. And we'll actually micro that SCV away to try to get as many hit points up as possible. It's 172. Going to take a long time even for Zerglings. But drones are not going to get this job done. It's going to take them forever. Of course, they will if he decides to commit to it. But this is 4 drones, no longer mining. Even builds a little bit more on it. Might even see him tap it one more time. Looks like he's just going to let the cancel go down here, down at like 9 hit points left. And with the gas he's taken at home, Maru is going to actually send a Reaper across the map. Now, that's going to be a bit annoying to deal with because he's not going to have speed. But his queen will pop out.
Yeah. Seemed like the rally on that barracks was a bit back, maybe towards that watchtower first. But like you said, he's definitely going to send that in eventually. KassiA at least is going to have these slow Zerglings. Yeah,
it's because he knows the Zerglings can try to attack his base because his barracks is in the middle of the map. But I mean, the idea here is definitely to kill the Zerglings. And he's actually going to send the Reaper across. I think it's because he's going to have a tight wall up at home. He's going to have that timing worked out. Makes the command center as part of his wall. And now the Reaper is just going to continue to harass over here. So he can eventually go and clean up those Zerglings if he needs to. The SCV on the low ground is a little bit in danger. On the other hand, I think he's not going to be able to save this one.
No, I guess he doesn't want to open those or lay down the supply depots and possibly let the Zerglings in. He's just going to run it away, as the Zerglings do not have speed. Starts a factory behind us.
Oh, wow. He actually delays the command center here. KassiA is given a good show, that is for certain here. Not fall into pressure at all compared to Terror, even saves the SCV here. And has a third command center going up back at home.
They call him the Pocket Man?
The Pocket Man. That is so
Maru.
funny.
I guess it's just because he's so... I guess it's just because he's so small.
Maru is now forever known as the Pocket Man. I choose you, Maru.
Wow.
That is so funny. Oh, wow. Pocket Man. Well, in this case, with how much pressure KassiA was able to deny and counter with, it makes a lot of sense for him to actually go into this fast goal base. I think that sign earlier was like talking about even though the odds are stacked against him, the predictions are against him, he could still win. I think that's what that sign was saying. I didn't quite get to catch all of that.
If that is what it's saying, you know, just look at Ainz. Ainz is able to do it once.
Yeah.
Can we see it again? It is possible. We've seen so many miracles here.
It's true, man. This little Reaper is poking around in here.
Yeah.
Wants to go see the gold base. Uh-oh. I think he might die before so. No, he does escape. Does he decide to pick off a drone?
He should definitely go down and scout that gold base. He's going to come over here, see there's no third base, and maybe be like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's already at 7 minutes here. It's, you know, around the timing you would see like a standard third base go down.
I think he may have already seen it. I'm not sure. This is one of those things that we just cannot tell you guys without a preview monitor to control ourselves. And for those of you guys who wonder about this, I just want to say, like, for the record, because I get tweets about this almost every day, in Korea, no Korean commentator ever, and as far as I know, ever has used a preview monitor to control themselves. So it's not uncommon in Korea to not have one. And the reason why is because the Korean observer that you guys see right now is listening to the Korean commentators talk. So if the Korean commentator ever said, I don't know if he saw that, the observer would go and look. Now hold that thought, see how much damage he can get done here at the third base, which he's clearly known about. He will get a few harvesters here. The Reaper adds just enough extra DPS here, and he's microing well against those Zerglings.
Oh, nice surround there. Actually, he's going to get both of these Hellions. So takes out 3 Hellions and 1 Reaper for the trade of about 6 drones there. Not so bad. Yeah,
not so bad. He might have actually be able to get these Lings as well with good micro here. Yeah, so just consider every single Zergling that he makes is less larva for drones. The worker count pretty high here for KassiA, now at 53, but he doesn't have a lot of army to defend this, and the Banshee is now going to come over here, and that's going to make it so much more difficult for him to defend with these Queens. He has to make sure he defends against the Hellions, and the Banshee's going to kite a little bit here. Oh, wow, he's just going to run by. There's not enough static defense here, and KassiA, you know, he made 18 Zerglings, but they're just not out yet.
Yeah, they're not out yet. He's trying to just defend with Queens. He does get a decent surround here, but he's also already lost a bunch of drones here, as well as larva. And Maru has this Banshee here. He's going to have 2 here in a minute here, and he also has a Cloak done. So he could definitely start getting to work on some of those Queens if they get too far away from the spores as well. He has 2 command centers, floating 1 all the way over to that third base, deciding not to go for the gold this time.
Getting Blue Flame and getting an armory, starting to look like we're going to see a mech opening here. You know, Banshee play, pretty indicative of that, but not always. We have seen in the past players switch out of that into Bio. It's common in Wings of Liberty especially. He's going to cloak and try to pick this Queen off. He goes for the Queen with more energy, so it cannot be transfused, and that Queen goes down here. He's just out of range of the Spore Crawler. There's no Overseer being morphed, despite the fact that he has a Spire. You know, he has a Lair, and he's not making Overseers here, and the drones are getting toasted.
Oh, all these drones are going to go down. There's nothing to defend. His Zerglings are at the base of Maru, and they're trying to come back here, but already so many drones, and having Hellions and 2 Cloaked Banshees to defend against this, it's, oh my god. This is a barbecue, man.
Yeah, this certainly is, man. This has been pretty sloppy by KassiA. You know, the thing to note is that he's had a Roach Warren for a little while now, never decided to make Roaches, and so he basically made pure Zerglings when he already had to make so many earlier, which meant he had less larva for drones. He spent so much larva on that, and then the Hellions are just like, oh, it's great, you made more Zerglings, I'm great against Zerglings, I'm going to fight those. His bases are not connected by creep because of the Banshees. The Hellions are going to run past the Queens again, and I think it might even be just time for KassiA to type out here, Brendan, at this point.
Yeah, he's just taking way too much damage, and he's going to continue taking damage. The third base goes down here at the gold, and Hellions still running about in the base. 52 drone kills here now. Oh, man.
And back at home, well, GG. Back at home, there's Thors on the way. He's got 3 mining bases. And as one-sided as you might have expected. Maru just on a completely different level, despite the fact that his proxy was scouted.
Yeah.
And he had to even cancel when his barracks went into Reapers. He still just like wins the game, and he's like, all right, whatever, puts his shoes back on and does a lame high five here. He's like, yeah, it was pretty easy, I don't know.
Gives a little head bob. He's like, oh, yeah, I got this. Well, JINAIR is going to take this 1-0 with that Maru sending out first. They are not going to get 3-0 this time for sure.
Yeah, that's...
I love the fact that he takes his shoes off and then he just puts them on like right after he wins. He's like, oh, well, I guess I got to go now. Taking another win. KassiA, you got a feel for him. I was cringing a little bit.
That was
as
just
all his drones are going down.
That was a tough loss to take. He lost momentum early on, made a lot more zones than would have liked to, affects his drone count. He tries to take the gold base, which is a lot more exposed, and he was never able to connect the creep because the timing of that Banshee that I don't think he really expected the Banshee to come out so soon.